Hello everyone, it's Sharon, and today I am sharing with you my makeup favorites for the month of April. Honestly, these are kind of like favorites from previous than April because I have not been keeping up with my monthly favorites, and I've been loving a lot of these a lot longer than just the month of April. But I wanted to share them with you since we are at the end of the month and figured why the heck not. So let's go ahead and dive on in. All right, so we're just gonna start out in the order in which I applied. First out is the Hourglass Veil Primer. This is just like a mini size that I bought quite a while ago, actually. I've had it for a minute. You can tell I'm like scraping the sides, trying to get it out. I've actually had to like unscrew the lid and scrape around to get it. I'm gonna need to pull out my beauty spatula pretty soon to get the rest because I don't want this to waste. I think this little tiny thing was like $20, but listen, when I use this and drop it on the ground, my skin looks so good. I love this stuff. It's so good. I have so many primers right now that I don't need to buy this anytime soon, but I'm working on using more of my products. I've put myself on a no buy until my birthday in September. So quite a while, but it's going to give me an opportunity to really, dive into my makeup collection and use things that I've already bought and have maybe forgotten about. So this is one of them that I've been trying to use up, and I absolutely love it. It's fabulous. I will absolutely consider buying it again in the future, during like a Sephora sale or an Ulta sale. I don't think I could ever stomach paying full price for a full size of this. I'm sure it's really expensive, but it does make my skin look really nice. This is a very, I think, eye-heavy favorites. I love eye makeup. I love eyeshadow, liner, mascara, all of that. It's like my favorite portion of my face to do. So I wanted to share the eyeshadow I've been loving lately. It's not anything crazy or obscure. It's just one of the e.l.f. bite-sized palettes in I Love You a Latte. And I have been loving this for like easy makeup days. I just can't today with the opening packages. But in case you aren't familiar, it's just a really great matte eyeshadow palette. I think these bite-sized shadows are $4 or $5. $4, $5, $6, somewhere in there, between $4 and $6. Don't quote me. Depends on probably where you buy it also. I love this. I reach for this all the time now. I'm a mama now and I have less time to get ready. Luckily, she's napping right now, so I have the time, but a lot of times I don't. So if I'm not sure what I want to do or I don't have time to do a great eye look, I'll pull this out and just do an all matte look. Today, I used everything except for this kind of medium brown. I use this as like a base over my shadow or over my primer. I love this transition brown for the crease. It's like the best transition shade for me. And then I used this in the outer corner. I used a single shadow from Essence on the lid. That's like really pretty purpley, shimmery kind of shadow. I love it. It's one of their chrome ones. I'm not even sure they still sell them, but if they do, you should get them. They're fabulous. But this is just so great. So anytime I want to pull out like a single shadow to use and give some love, I'll pull this out because it's like the perfect tone for me. And it blends so nicely. It's so pigmented. It's just perfect. Can't beat it. If you need a great, simple matte palette, this is it. For under the eyes, I have been using this pretty much religiously for the last, 3 months or so. And it's the Becca Under Eye Brightening Corrector. Now, I know what you're saying. Becca isn't in business anymore. It's under Smashbox now. That tells you that this is old. I'm not sure if you can really tell the kind of dent I've made. There is still so much product left in this. I mean, this goes a long way. It is a cream product, so I don't know, maybe I shouldn't be using it anymore, but I am, so what can you do? I mean, it's not making me break out. It doesn't smell weird or anything like that. But this shade is just perfect for my skin tone. It really just evens out under the eyes, makes everything look nice so I can put my concealer on top of it. It really helps with just that discoloration under your eyes. I don't have super dark circles or anything, but I do have some veins under my under eyes that are kind of hard to cover with just concealer. So I love this as a first step. It's just Really, really good. There are times when I'm doing like a really quick out the door makeup that I'll just throw this on really fast and blend it, because if I blend it well enough, I don't even have to have foundation on. I can pull this off. With my fair skin, it does work just by itself. All right, an eyeliner that I have been absolutely loving. It's from Maybelline. It's the Tattoo Studio ink pen. This is in black. I don't think they have one in brown. It's great going on. It's a brush tip. It doesn't transfer, it doesn't smudge, but it does wash off at the end of the day easily. It's so good. I need them to come out with it in like a deep chocolate brown. That would be my favorite. This is really fantastic. It gives you a really easy wing. You know, I've got it on today. It's a matte black. It's just fantastic. Really, really good. Okay, a lash combo I have been absolutely in love with is from Maybelline and Lancome. I've been using the Lancome Booster eye primer or lash primer, along with the Falsies Surreal Mascara from Maybelline. First of all, love the packaging, the pale lavender and the silver, really pretty. This by itself is still good, but paired with a primer, really good. I love this. This has been my go-to mascara. I can show you the brush. There's nothing fancy about the brush. It is like a natural bristle. It's not rubber or anything. And it's just straight. There's no curve or anything fancy about it. Honestly, I love it. It gives me a really like full but soft lash. Like I can really build it up and it looks fantastic without looking crazy. It doesn't get spidery. It stays separated. It's just, I really love this mascara. I was never really into Maybelline mascaras back in the day, but the more I use them these days, the more I love them. And again, this pair together is just really good. But for on top of that eye corrector, I have been loving this Almay Ageless Hydrating Concealer. If you need a lightweight hydrating concealer that just looks really nice under the eyes, you don't necessarily need to set it. It just looks fantastic. It doesn't look cakey or dry. It is definitely a thinner consistency. I'm sure you can tell when I apply, but let me just show you on my hand. Do you see it's not dripping down my hand super fast, but it is definitely lighter. A lot comes out in the squeezy tube at once. Like I did not need that much, but I'm saying too much. I do apologize. It's really nice under the eyes. You can kind of see it there. I think you can absolutely build it up full coverage. Like that looks super intense, but you don't need that much under the eye, obviously. And then I use a sponge to blend it out. And every time I use it, it just looks so good during the day. It doesn't get cakey or weird. It doesn't like separate or get into fine lines. It makes my under eyes look so healthy and hydrated. And paired with that corrector, they work so well. Now, when I use this by itself, I'm not super satisfied with the coverage. I feel like I do need that additional layer underneath to help cover the darker circles because this is a thinner concealer. And for anyone wondering, I'm wearing the shade Fair. The lower lash line eyeliner I have been obsessed with for months now is from Essence. It's the Lasting Waterproof Eye Pencil. Oh, extreme lasting. So it's up to 16-hour wear, and mine is in the shade But First Espresso. This is like the best deep brown, super creamy, super easy to apply. It lasts all day on my lower lash line. You can see I put it here in my outer lower lash line. That's my favorite spot to pop it right now, just to give a little bit of definition. I never bring it in very far because I don't want to close out my eyes, but I feel like it does just like enhance my eyes to have it like a little bit on that outer corner, and I absolutely love that liner. It's so good. It's so good. It's so good. If you haven't tried it, try it. I was obsessed for a while with an Urban Decay liner in like a very similar shade, this really deep, rich brown. And I actually did repurchase it. Like I used it up completely and then bought a new one. I can't remember the shade off the top of my head. But I since have been wanting to find like a drugstore alternative that's a lot cheaper. And I think this is $3, something like that. Very close, give or take. So this definitely wins out. So good. I've already, like the last time it was on sale, I think buy 2, get 1 free. I like bought 3 of them because they're so good. All right, now for my lips, I have finally found my perfect nude lip. It's taken a while, but I found it, and it was stuff I already owned, so it's even better. I just randomly pulled it out one day. This is the Neutrogena Moisture Stick, and this is in the shade Almond Nude. You can see it applied on my lips, but I'll give you a hand swatch as well. It's so good. It's a very hydrating, very lightweight. You can kind of tell that on the back of my hand that it's not super, super opaque. It does have a little bit of like a balmy texture to it, so it's very comfortable to wear. Very comfortable, very easy to reapply. You know, I can throw it in my diaper bag or in the car or whatever and just like throw it on. I don't even necessarily need a mirror because it is such a good nude shade. It's not always as glossy as I would like, so I've been pairing it with this Essence lip gloss. I actually have a couple different shades in this, but I really like this one. It's the Hydrating Glossy Balm, up to 8 hours hydration. This is like a milky pink. It doesn't really add any color to your lips. It's just pretty. It almost like has like an iridescent kind of shift to it. I'm not sure if you can kind of tell that there. Very subtle, but again with the I'm sorry. I exhaust myself. I do, I promise. I love that balm. That lip gloss on top of that particular shade of the Neutrogena balm is like so good. I love this on like any lipstick. This has been a go-to gloss for me lately because it doesn't really add any color, but it's not straight clear. I like that it's kind of got that milky quality to it. It just makes all my lip products look really great lately. So I have been loving this and especially loving this. All right, now I did identify a few flops recently, so I wanted to share those with you just because you might be curious about them. I don't know, you're here. So the first is a blush from Lorac. This is in the shade Aura. I want to say I bought this like in a 2-pack from TJ Maxx a while back, and I had pulled this out and I was using it, and as I was applying it, I realized it was really patchy. Really patchy. I like the shade. It's this like pretty dusty mauve. It's very pretty, but on the cheek applied, it was so patchy. And honestly, I'm not one that notices bad qualities in makeup super often. Like it has to be really bad for me to notice. And it was like while I was applying it, I'm going, why have I even worn this for so long? It's so patchy. It was so patchy and hard to blend out. So this one's going, which is sad because it's a really pretty shade, but I know I have others similar and this one was patchy. So I don't know if it's like all Lorac blushes or just this shade or what, but this is a pass. All right, this is fairly new to me. I've had it maybe 2 or 3 months, something like that. This is from Ulta Beauty. It is their Lash Flash Warm Water Wash Off Mascara. So when I saw this, basically that said to me it's a tubing mascara. And it does nothing. It does nothing. It is a very, let me see if can you tell like that there's a little drip kind of at the end of that? I'm not sure if you can. It's a very wet mascara. It's a bristled wand, very intense. I've definitely stabbed myself in the eye with it. It's just too wet, and the rubber bristles are too like far apart. It just sort of does like a spidery lash sort of thing. It doesn't really enhance anything at all. If you need something that you just want to wash off with warm water and you don't need a super volumizing mascara, this might be for you. I have used it some of my lower lash line because of that. I don't think it's really smudged too much, but this is a pass. I wouldn't get it. I had high hopes, but it just doesn't do anything. There's better ones out there. All right, last is a liner. This is from Undone Beauty. It is a ink pen. No, I'm sorry, not an ink pen. It's a brush tip liner. You can see how nice and fine that brush tip is. That's why I wanted it. Such a nice fine liner. First of all, it's not very black. You can kind of see those swatches there. Not very black at all. Also very hard to apply. It like dries really fast, and it's one of those that once you get like shadow on the bristles, it doesn't transfer the color very well. So that's what made it so difficult to apply. So I just wouldn't get this again. I've kind of used it here and there. It's nice for getting a sharp wing if you need that, but it's just hard to build up. It's a very finicky liner because it just takes a minute to get the pigmentation that you want. So that's why I didn't love this. Yeah, I just feel like there's better. Like I said, like, hello, Maybelline. And I want to say these are about the same price, if this not cheaper. Now, that this is a bigger brush tip than this, but this is a better liner tenfold. So do with that what you will. All right, guys, I hope you enjoyed my monthly favorites and a few flops there. If you did, give this video a thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't, and turn on that notification bell so you're notified when I post more videos. I'll see y'all in my next one. Bye.